go right into it. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the show. Prepare to witness a man who has mastered the wonder of flight. The world's greatest magician. The one, the only. Maximilian Galactica. Wow, that was like being in a dream. I haven't even caught my breath yet. That was amazing, wasn't it, Pearly? It was great. There was a dancing bear, and a tiger that jumped through a ring of fire, an elephant that rode a giant bull. Not to mention that guy who flew through the air. Yeah, Max Galactica. He was absolutely fabulous. What? Max Galactica, the world's greatest magician. Before Magnifi is later introduced during the series. Whatever. Magician? No, a magician. Mr. Nick. Huh? What is it, pals? Does magic have anything to do with channeling spirits? I don't think it has anything to do with channeling. You don't know about magic, do you, pals? I'm sorry. I braved the winter cold and took Pearls to see the circus. It's been 6 months since that terrible incident in Karain village. It was during that trying time that I met Pearls. Thankfully, she seems to be recovering from it and is returning to her normal self. It's time to go. You're right, you can't miss the last train. Pearls, you remember the train? Of course I did. I don't really understand what everyone means by express train. Well, Nick, see you later. I'll come by to help clean the office. It's got to be spotless for the new year. Don't worry about it, really. You're going to visit Mr. Nick on New Year's? Maybe. I'm glad you will get to spend your New Year's with your special someone. Pearly, look, it's time to go. Happy New Year, Mr. Nick. Happy New Year. I really hope it will turn out that way. Well, today wraps it up for this year. Hope I can finish cleaning this place up in one day. Hello? This is Wright & Co. Law Offices. Nick, it's terrible. Maya, perfect timing. Things are terrible here too. Huh? The office is a terrible mess. Not to clean it up. What are you talking about? My dirty office? What are you talking about? Listen, Nick, you have to turn on the TV. TV? Now let's check in at the scene. What happened? Thank you. We're here at the Very Big Circus. The Very Big Circus has become the center of a sensational murder. The scene has created quite a stir among the throngs of excited onlookers. The Very Big Circus? That's the circus we went to, right? I was saying there was murder. Yeah, they arrested him too. Arrested? Who? Max. They arrested Max Galactica. Maximilian Galactica. Fans call him Max. Popular magician who can fly through the sky at will. Maya said she was a huge fan of Max. Alright, Nick. I'll see you in 2 hours at the detention centre. What? See you there. You've still got plenty of time to clean up your office later. What? What are you talking about? Why did they arrest Max? You're asking the wrong man on that one, Maya. Maybe he used his magical skills to deal death with a sleight of hand. Maximilian Galactica would never do such a thing. Fabulous! What the young lady just said was absolutely fabulous! What a clever girl. She's such a fabulous understanding of events. What's with all this fabulous talk? Welcome to the visitor's room. It's Max. Nick, look, it's the real Maximilian Galactica. Alright, sweetie, pick a card. Any card. He called me a sweetie. Nick. Time's running out, sweetie. Pick a card. Any card. This one. I thought you would pick that one, sweetie. The Ace of Hearts. He got it. He got it. Nick, look, he got it. What can I say, sweetie? You've stolen one of my most valued possessions. One of Maximilian Galactica's hearts. Max. Well, time to make this an absolutely fabulous time. Max, you should let Nick pick a card. I don't want to steal one of his hearts. And you are? Oh, silly of me. You must be Sweetie's driver. A driver? Whatever. Hurry up and pick a card. Any card? I want this one. So, Sweetie, let's be honest here. You came to this visitor's room to visit me, didn't you? Yes, I'm your biggest fan. Fabulous! Absolutely fabulous! Thank you so much! Hey, what about my card? Think of it as a souvenir. Well, Nick, I think it's time to get to work. What's the matter, Nick? Why are you looking at the ceiling? I was just thinking about what I should have for lunch. Sweetie, drop porcupine head over there. Shower me with your attention, okay? Oh, yes. Absolutely fabulous! Absolutely cringe-inducing. Max, I was hoping you could tell us a little bit more about yourself. Fabulous! I think we should get to know each other better too. Why don't you come sit next to me? There isn't a... There's a big piece of security glass between us. Oh, sweet Jeebus. What in the world? Maybe I could use magic. I could make this wall disappear. What is this guy talking about? Anyways, lately you've become awfully famous, haven't you, Max? That's Maximilian to you, porcupine head. Get it straight. Jeez, people nowadays. They get their panties all in a bunch over nothing. Anyway, Maximilian, you won a very prestigious award recently, did you not? I did indeed. It was fabulous. I won the Magician's Grand Prix, held by the Association of International Magicians. It's an award that recognizes that I am the most fabuloso of fabulous male magicians. There was a trophy and a bust. It was it was an amazing day. Wow, incredible. Isn't it? I'm certifiably the greatest magician in the world. I'm going to guess he didn't win a trophy for most modest magician. You are signed to an exclusive contract with the Big Berry Circus, correct? That's the long and short of it. You sure do your research, sweetie. I'm impressed. You just can't watch a magician on TV, you know. Magic is so fabulous, you have to see it with your own eyes, sweetie. You're right. You're so right. However, the circus, it's a dinosaur, a thing of the past. Nowadays, no one even cares about what goes on there. Huh? What do you mean? That's why I signed the contract. That's why you signed the contract? Thanks to me, the Berry Big Circus is fabulously popular. People come out in droves to catch a glimpse of the magic of Max Galactica. I revived the dinosaur that is the circus. But to me, it was just another magic trick. Isn't it just wonderful, sweetie? Yes. I made all the old crusty circus performers obsolete. I kind of like the circus performances. That looks a bit down. Tell me what happened at the Berry Big Circus. Last night, the ringmaster was murdered. The ringmaster? You mean Russell Berry? Someone smashed him over the head, I hear. He was slumped over on the ground. Even though it was the middle of the night, the police presence was fabulous. The police questioned me at length. Questioned you about what? About everything. I was the last one to see the ringmaster before he was murdered. I saw him last evening in his room. So then, why were you arrested? Arrested? Don't make an anthill into a mountain, sweetie. They just wanted to consult with me on matters, that's all. Nick, I don't think Max understands how serious this is. She's right. I think I should shock him back to reality. Before the murder, you met with the ringmaster. Uh-huh. What did you talk about? Things that aren't for your ears. Maya, would you please ask him? What did you talk with the ringmaster? What did you talk about with the ringmaster, Max? It was nothing. Small talk, really. We were just having a chat about my salary. Salary? I'm the one bringing in the crowds. I think that I should be compensated as such. You agree, don't you? Yes. That's all you talked about? Of course! It was a fabulous chat. Just fabulous. I mean, he's got me saying it. What's the matter, Nick? You look all bent out of shape. On me, but... Last night you met with the ringmaster, correct? To negotiate your salary and such. Exactly. We reached an agreement about the salary from my 6-month-old contract. That's the truth. The whole truth? What do you mean? You just went to his office to negotiate your new salary. I hate lies, and I hate liars even more. What are you insinuating? Do you have any proof that I did something other than negotiate my fee last night? Nope. I figured that would be the case. What is that badge? Is it used in disappearing acts? I'm not a magician, Max. I'm an attorney. An attorney? Then why are you wasting your time talking to me? He isn't wasting his time, Max. You're... Okay. Relax, sweetie. Or just a little over-anxious, I think. Anyways, I've been curious about something for a while now. What's that? Why do you keep looking at me with such a sad look on your face, sweetie? Because you've been arrested for murder. Don't be ignorant. They wouldn't arrest someone like me. Why is that? Obviously because I'm the fabulous Maximilian Galactica. So? I'm the very big star of the very big circus. And that means? I'm rich. I'm paid fabulous sums. Which means what? Max. Quit joking around. You've got to be pulling my magic wand. The police aren't really serious about this, are they? They don't arrest people as a joke. Look at Max. He's crushed. Well, he needed to wake up and smell the coffee. This is serious business. Yes? I mean, sir, you are a lawyer, right? Huh? Oh yeah, I'm an attorney. Please help me! I didn't kill nobody! Didn't kill nobody? Well, I may be more spoiled than a hog in a hamburger mud pit, but a killer? That's insane! I could never... Max? I swear, I just wanted to pay off my daddy's debt. He's back on the farm. Okay, I'll take your case. Really? Really? Thank you much. You're sure nice folks. Max? Yes? What's your real name? It's Billy Bob Johns. What's the matter, Maya? He's really just a country bumpkin. I must apologise for not being my absolutely fabulous self just now, sweetie. Mr. Attorney. Yes? A few minutes ago you took one of my cards, didn't you? Now that he mentions it, I did take a card. It was the Ten of Hearts, right? What? How do you... You got it right again. What can I say? You too. You have stolen some of my most valued possessions. 10 of Maximilian Galactica's hearts. You sure do have a lot of hearts, don't you? I'm putting my faith in you, sweetie. He didn't just call me sweetie, did he? Alright, let's make this an absolutely fabulous case. Come on, Nick. We're here again. Yep, this time we're here for work. Hasn't been that long since the crime, so the police are still on the scene. Let's find someone who might know something about what happened. Sounds like a plan. This seems to be a dorm where all the performers in the circus stay. Really? So we might run into that stodgy clown here. Stoogey clown here, right? He's so kooky. It's you two. It's you two. Oh, Detective Gumshoe. How is it you guys always seem to know when I'm working a crime scene, pal? Because you're always working, Detective. Well, I'd rather not be always working, but with crime, you don't make your own hours. I'll have to be at the circus anyway. I want to see the lion tamer and the tightrope. However, no matter where I go, the show is always the same. Dead body, stage left. Nick, he complained. Ah, that's a rarity. Let's get back to business now, okay? Do you know who will be the prosecutor in court tomorrow? Of course, it'll be Miss Von Karma. Ugh. She isn't going to hit me with a whip again, is she? What do you have to worry about? You only have to see her in court. When she shows up at the precinct, the sound of that whip never ends, pal. Detective Gumshoe, I'm sure Miss Von Karma is really interesting and all, but there's someone else I'd rather talk about. Like who? Like Mr. Edgeworth, of course. You know, Nick's true rival, Miles Edgeworth? What in the world happened after I went back home? Mr. Edgeworth, you haven't heard what happened to him. Nick won't tell me. Well, to be honest, I'm not at liberty to tell you either. Let's just say he's not around anymore. He's not around? Nick, what does he mean Mr. Edgeworth isn't around? Exactly what he said. He's not around. Edgeworth is gone. Don't say his name again, okay? Nick. The ringmaster of the circus was murdered, wasn't he? Yep, last night around 10 p.m. He died outside in the cold. Pretty sad way to go out if you ask me, pal. It was rather cold. This is the scene of the crime, pal. The body was found right over there. Right about where you were standing now. Surprised you, didn't I? I'm not laughing. Excuse me, but do you mind telling me what happened to the victim? He was killed by a blow to the noggin, pal. Yep. It's pretty clear cut as far as murders go. He was discovered quickly. But there's just one thing that doesn't quite fit. There always seems to be something that doesn't quite fit. What was this one thing that just didn't quite fit? The thing you mentioned earlier. Footprints, pal. Footprints. Footprints? Look at this picture of the crime scene. What's this? The wooden box? What's this? This wooden box under the body? No clue, pal. Some forensic experts took it back and are examining it now. And what is so mysterious about the footprints? Oh, calm down now. Take a good look at the footprints in this picture. The victim's footprints are on the scene. That's right, pal. The problem is... the killer's footprints aren't there. Bingo! Where did the killer come from? And where did the killer run off to? Obviously there is no way the killer committed this crime while flying. Culprit? That's when something just clicked in my head. There's no way. Flying is impossible. That's right. Flying is impossible. Absolutely impossible. What's with the hollow laugh, pal? Nothing by it, pal. Better stated. It means I don't want to talk about it. Maybe I can get some info about Max out of him. Looks like Max is the most unpopular guy in the circus tent. You know what they say, a bad attitude follows you everywhere. He's a bit arrogant, but he didn't seem that bad. But just because someone has a bad attitude doesn't make them a criminal. It's not just his attitude. I got proof, pal. Huh? He left something at the scene of the crime. one of his magician's trademarks. An incredibly well-made silk hat.
Well, it does have very classy decorative elements.
Max uses a cloak, silk hat, and white roses as his signature symbols. Pretty mundane, aren't they?
Who cares if they're mundane? At least they're easy to understand.
Must have hit a nerve. That's what he said.
Who said?
The eyewitness.
Huh?
Tell us about the eyewitness. So about the eyewitness. You know I'm not going to tell you about that. That's the prosecution's trump card. Oh well. Oh, I just remembered. What? I forgot to mention that you two are barred from entering that lodging house.
Why is that?
Oh, no reason. Just something I remembered to tell you.
It must be because that's where the eyewitness is.
Let's check it out. Don't you dare, pal. Wonder whose room this is.
The name tag on the door says Mo on it.
Guess he's not here.
Wow, it's a real mess in here.
My room's probably worse, though.
Oh well, I give up. We have to come back. We'll have to come back later.
Circus stage sure doesn't look this small from out in the audience.
Wow, this is where they all perform, isn't it? Nick, do some somersaults.
I'm not doing any somersaults.
Why not? You look like you'd be great at it.
Why do I look like I'd be great at somersaults?
Nick?
It wasn't me.
Tiger!
He's coming this way. Ah!
Nick, you're too young to die. Nick!
Stay, heal. I'm still here. I'm not dead yet.
Nick, are you okay?
Scared you, didn't I?
Regent is such a cute tiger, isn't he? What's the matter? You two sure are quiet. Then what's the matter, me? Nick, he almost died there. He wasn't anywhere close to getting hurt, let alone dying. This little tiger hardly ever bites people. And besides, people normally never get to play with a wild tiger, right? So if you think about it, you're actually really lucky.
Huh?
You agree, don't you?
I guess.
What do you mean, you guess? Why are you agreeing with her? Woohoo! Your costume. It's cute. I want to try it on. Costume? You mean my clothes? You don't mind letting me try it on, right? I guess not. Really? You're the best.
Well, the table's done quickly on that one. So much for the tiger thing.
Oh, I forgot to introduce myself. I'm Regina Berry, the renowned animal tamer of the Big Berry Circus.
the very big circus. Ugh.
My name's Maya Fey. I'm a spirit medium.
Phoenix Wright, attorney at law. You put us up next to an animal tamer. I bet we really look odd.
Nice to meet you.
Likewise?
Hey, Regina, what do you know about what happened last night? You mean the murder?
Uh-huh.
My dad was murdered.
Oh, I see. Wait, what did she just say?
So, the ringmaster was your... Yep, the ringmaster was my dad. I'm so sorry about what happened to him. Why do you say you're sorry? Huh? Anyways, everyone was here practicing last night.
Even your dad?
Yes, everyone was here. We finished up around 10 p.m. After that, everyone went off on their own. I was the only one who stayed around here.
When did you do that?
I was playing with Regent.
Regent. So, she was with that beast?
That's when the police showed up. When they took me to check things out. Dad was dead.
Someone whose father was just murdered. She seems awfully perky. She would tell us more about her dad.
That's incredible that you're an animal tamer. If you say so. Has to be really scary. Scary? Why? Huh? Regent isn't scary. He's cute. Ever since Leon died, Regent has been my best friend.
Leon?
Yes, Leon the lion.
Leon the lion? Regent and Regina. Interesting name choices.
Leon, he died? Yes, actually he was killed. My dad killed him.
What?
Why did he do that? I'm not sure why he did it.
It's tough not to get charmed when she looks at you with those innocent eyes.
After practice was over, Dad went right back to his room. His room? Yes. That door right over there leads to the ringmaster's room. I don't know why, but he went off to his room in a hurry. I wonder what happened.
The ringmaster's room. Probably gone there to check it out for myself.
It's Max. Hey, where is Max now anyways?
You don't know?
Nope.
He's been arrested. He was charged with the murder of your father.
It's okay. Nick and I will help him. Max isn't the guy, is he? I mean, the criminal.
Of course he's not.
I'm worried about so many things right now. Like what? Regina, what's the matter? What's on your mind? I'll tell you, Maya, but just you.
Huh.
Well... What? Really? And then... Oh my, that's incredible, Regina. Come on, Nick. There's no reason to pout.
Don't worry about me.
Regina told me that someone professed their love to her.
Profess their love?
Not only that, it was Maximilian Galactica.
I wonder how many people have stolen one of his hearts anyway.
And then, on the exact same day, another person professed their love for her as well.
What? Who was it?
Someone named Trilo.
Trilo?
Apparently he is a tenor who sings in the circus.
Haven't met him yet.
Junior seems to be quite the hit with the men in the circus.
She must have some sort of strange power over them.
You're not kidding. 2 people in one day. Even I want to profess my love for her.
Me too. She's so cute.
This was the ringmaster's room.
Yes, this room belonged to the victim. Which means this must be where Max met the ringmaster last night.
Now that you mention it, that is what he said.
I wonder what... That's an interesting poster.
It's a poster of Max. I want it. Nick, I want it.
I want to get out of here. It's a table for guests. There's some papers scattered on top.
Look at this. Max's salary is written on this piece of paper. Yikes.
What is it?
I didn't know that a magician... His salary is incredible.
She looks like she's about ready to pass out from shock. How much is it? How much is it? That much?
Incredible, huh?
You can say that again. This must be the paper they used to negotiate Max's salary. The ringmaster signed and dated it.
What's the matter, Nick?
Max definitely got a raise. But this document is dated a week ago.
You may not know this, but they call this a tailcoat.
And they call this the face of someone who already knew that.
What?
Scrap of white paper is sticking out of the coat pocket.
Where?
Calm down, Maya. Can't just go rummaging through people's coats.
You always make me feel like I'm doing something wrong.
Should the table the victim used when someone came to visit.
Ooh, there's mud caked on the table.
Someone with terrible manners must have pushed their shoes up on the table.
Nick, don't even think about it.
I wasn't. How couth do you think I am, anyway?
There's a lot of posters here, don't you think?
There are indeed.
So many posters that they aren't likely to miss one, are they?
Maya, you're supposed to be the honest ones around here.
But you didn't even notice that I took one.
Ugh, she's already swiped one. You're incorrigible, you know that? Look at all the stars on this poster. This must have been the poster they used to promote their public appearances.
Posters are the way to go, aren't they?
What do you mean?
We should make posters to promote our law firm. Spine-tingling legal action, mind-numbing legalese. You will say, wow. Or perhaps, hold it. Don't miss out on a stunning life-or-death courtroom thrill ride.
Those taglines our law firm would sink faster than the Titanic.
Nick, look at all the cute trophies.
Indeed, just look at all the awards this circus has won.
Like All-County Quiz Champions, Ringmasters Association, Mini-Golf Master, the Betty Bloom Bounce Champ, Pet Grooming Grand Prix. Wow, the Ringmaster was multi-talented in ways I could have never imagined. Nick, look at all the photos lined up on the wall.
It's like a guided tour of the circus's history.
This is so cool. It seems like there were so many happy memories. Maybe we should do this sort of thing at our office. We can put up pictures of all the clients who have been found not guilty.
What if we had a client who was found guilty?
We'll just pretend like they didn't exist? How's that? Nick, now you've got me thinking about losing cases. Why'd you do that? This is strange. Everything looks nice, but this desk looks old and cheap.
There's a really big photo on the desk. It's a picture of Regina and her father, the ringmaster.
He really loved her, didn't he? Regina was lucky to have such a wonderful father. This is where the ringmaster applied his makeup.
It's quite a collection of the most understated colours. Shocking pink, for example.
This one says it's 100% all-natural organic mascara.
This one says, sensitive enough for a baby, strong enough for a mime.
Ringmaster must have been really concerned about skincare. Very metrosexual. All of these frames look the same.
They almost look like thank you cards. Looks like every year the ringmaster made donations to charity. To the Robot Clown Research Centre?
You're kidding, right?
What? There may be perfectly reputable charities in the field of advanced tomfoolery.
Hey Nick, look over there.
What?
There's someone over there. Excuse me.
Hello?
Wow, he sure is a quiet one. Excuse me.
Me? Yes, you work at the circus, don't you?
No, just your everyday average Joe. An average Joe who just happens to hang out at the circus? I don't think so.
Yes, I am. I've got nothing to do with what's going on here. He's lying. Like any regular person would hang around the circus dressed like that. I'm an attorney. My name is Phoenix Wright.
I'm a spirit medium. My name is Maya.
Well, I, just happened to be, passing by. I don't suppose you happen to be some kind of carny?
Not a carny. I'm a performer. Actually, I'm a ventriloquist. Ventriloquist? I'm Benjamin Woodman. Your last name is Woodman? Yes, that's right. Everyone calls me Ben. Yes. That's your alias, right?
I believe they call it a stage name. Excuse me, Ben.
Yes? You mean me?
About the murder, I'd like to talk to you about the details, if I may.
Really? I'm just a regular normal guy. I don't know.
This guy's so nervous, he's creeping me out.
Nick, cheer up. Just try and smile. Would you mind telling us something about Max? Maximilian Galactica? Max? He's not very nice.
Did you just say that Max is not very nice? Oh, my it hurts. Yikes. Hope he's okay. Sounds like he just popped a gasket.
Ben, so you're a ventriloquist?
I'm just a regular guy. You already told us that you're a ventriloquist.
Oh, yes. Nick, don't yell at him. You can't do that.
Can't help it. He's making me nervous.
Ben, would you mind showing me some of your skill as a ventriloquist?
Well, right now why? It's contagious.
Hello?
Kablamo! Congratulations! You're the big winner! The 1 million visitor to the room of one Mr. Mokos, aka me! Earplugs. Must find earplugs. To celebrate this momentous occasion, would you care for an organic grape? Just one? Did ya get my joke right there? I welched on giving you more than one. No. It was funny. It is your duty as a human being to laugh. People who don't laugh are usually last seen in Lansing. Catch my drift? Maya? This is like some Faustian nightmare.
Come on, it was funny. Clowns are always funny in my book.
In my book, they're just funny looking. You sure do have great taste in clothes, Carly. Look at that garb. You look just like Greta Garb. Oh. I'm going home.
No, Nick, you can't.
You know, I can excuse a bad joke or two. But this stooge keeps laughing at his own jokes. That's what I object to.
Okay, I get it. But you have to admit he is kind of funny.
No, I do not have to admit that, because he isn't.
Could you please tell us more about the Very Big Circus?
It's a very big story. You sure you've got that kind of time? And the hits just keep on coming. The circus has been in business for 20 years. We all performed under the guidance of the ringmaster, Russell Berry.
20 years? Wow.
Working in the circus is never easy, especially nowadays. With movies, TVs, and bowling, there is just too much competition.
But I love the circus.
I love it too. That is why I've been here for 20 years. We work hard to keep the show running. No one sends in the clowns on us.
Nick, you just made a joke. Laugh.
Ha 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 ha. Oh, the ringmaster was a real big shot in the circus world. A real class act. Even when there was no customers, Russell would use his own money to pay me. Because he knew that I had a family to care for. He was happy to take care of his employees.
I see.
How could anyone do that to such a wonderful man? No? Widgety, 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 what? Ugh.
I'm sorry, Moo. Nick was born without a sense of humour.
Don't worry about it. How can you fault someone for being born that way? Let's talk about the murder. Let's see. It must have taken place around 10 PM last night. After rehearsals were finished, I all stuck it out, so I came back here. After I went to bed, that's when I caught a peek of it.
Caught a peek?
Of the crime. Just as we suspected. This guy's the eyewitness to the crime. The ringmaster was truly ahead of his time. He would always add new elements to the show.
New elements?
When you've been a performer for a long time, your act starts to get a bit stale. I realise that even my act can get a bit long in the tooth. Sometimes my jokes can be a bit, old-fashioned. A bit long in the tooth. But that make-believer takes things too far.
Make-believer?
The magician. The one that thinks he's all high and mighty. He had the gall to say to me, "You're one of those funny types, right?" What does he mean by one of those? Well, the joke's on him now.
On him?
Yep. He's got on everyone's nerves. The day of the murder... Go ahead. Nope. Oh wait. Just forget I said anything. But he's still hiding something about Max. You say you saw the crime. Do you mind telling me what you saw? Well, the police told me that I can't share my story with others. Don't say a word, pal. I'm just gonna have to let these lips stay zipped.
That's not fair.
I guess you're right. Maybe I can tell you a few details. But only if you can get old Stiff Lips here to make with the funny. Stiff Lips? Wait, do you mean?
Nick, you can do it.
Ahem. What's the matter? Just getting ready, okay? Do you know why I, Phoenix Wright, am a great lawyer? Because I'm right all the time.
At least his expectations are low.
I wouldn't let him quit his day job. Yeesh, cut a guy some slack. At least it was funnier than Chuckles over here. Wasn't the greatest joke I've heard, but you did try, so I'll tell you what I saw.
I'm sorry he's incapable of being funny, Mo.
That night, once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. It sounded like a giant thump. Once I heard it, I jumped out of bed. That's when I saw... Without question, without a doubt, was that magician. That's all I saw, but it just proves how terrible that man actually is. He knows more about Max than he's letting on. If he thinks he can kill the ringmaster, it's only just that he should die too. Just that he should die too.
Mo!
Sorry, crossed the line. But he truly is a disgusting human being.
Why do you hate him so much?
Let me tell you this one story. The morning before the murder, something terrible happened. Max conked Ben right over the head as hard as he could. Ben? The ventriloquist with his speech impediment? You should go to the cafeteria and investigate for yourselves.
The cafeteria?
Let's just say there's gotta be something interesting there. Ah, yes. The very big circus is very big, isn't it? You should always carry a map with you to get around.
Thank you. This is an atlas.
Oh, I'll kill myself, really. I'm dying here. Coronary! Coronary! And he's just laughing to hear his own voice. Nothing else to say.
Ew, this place is gross.
This must be because of last night. I didn't have time to clean up after dinner because of the murder.
That reminds me, what was it that Mo said?
Said that yesterday morning Max clonked Ben over the head in there.
He also said that there's gotta be something interesting there. Nick, what's gotta be interesting?
Don't ask. This is strange. There's nothing on top of this stand.
Look here, Max has written on it. It must be his VIP table.
Isn't it a bit small to be a VIP table? I mean, you won't be putting a 10-course meal on this.
Well, you could still eat hamburgers, right? Keep our cafeteria clean.
Doesn't seem like anyone ever read this sign, huh?
Maybe they should make it easier to understand. Clean it or die.
Oh, that would definitely make them clean up. There are dirty dishes all over the place. Must have been too hectic last night to clean up.
You know, I can't stand a mess, Nick. I think you and I should clean this place up for them.
Why do we have to clean up?
1, because I hate dirty cafeterias. 2, because one bears repeating.
But this is a crime scene. We can't clean it up. We have to preserve it for evidence.
You know I really hate dirty cafeterias.
Not as much as I hate cleaning dirty cafeterias. Bulletin board for, bulletins. Doesn't look like there are any useful clues posted here.
Boring. Maybe we should leave a juicy tidbit for someone to read.
Juicy?
You know, like a fake clue. Maybe something like a message from the killer.
Give it up, Maya. You know Gumshoe would take it all seriously. Looks like they left it exactly as it was on the night of the murder.
They didn't seem too worried about cleaning up the dishes, did they? Look at all those dishes. Looking at all those dishes is making me hungry. Let's go get a burger at the snack stand outside.
Once we're finished with the case.
Alright, then let's get this over with, Nick. Here we go. Whoa!
There's the mute button when you need it. What's this? Must be a juice bottle or something.
Watch out, Nick. There's broken glass all over the floor.
Broken bottle just lying in the middle of the floor.
Do you think it means anything?
There's gotta be something interesting there.
Huh?
Looks like we're gonna have to go back and meet with him.
Him?
Chair's been knocked over.
That's what it looks like.
It looks as if someone knocked it over in a struggle or used it for self-defense.
Or maybe Regent just likes to eat his dinner in the cafeteria.
Kitchen is over here. Everyone must have taken turns cooking. There's a duty list posted here.
Wouldn't mind trying my hand at cooking for this many people. Maya's killer hamburger. You'd try it, wouldn't you?
Mm-hmm.
Would you mind taking a look at this? I guess we won't need you to look at this after all.
Oh, it's my two sweeties. Welcome to the detention center.
Ugh, did you just call me a sweetie again?
What's on today's agenda? What can I help you with?
Well, we gathered quite a few clues.
Wonderfully fantabuloso. I mean, fabulous.
That's why we came to meet with you again.
What's wrong? Quit making such a scary face.
Okay then, Max. Let's make this absolutely fabulous. We heard a lot about you at the circus, Max.
Ah, you must mean from the dinosaurs. How were those Jurassic geriatrics?
Max, you aren't very popular with the other performers, are you?
Yes. Sweetie, that's what they call jealousy. Jealousy. They're absolutely jealous of my absolutely fabulous self. People who really understand can see the obvious difference between us. People who really understand. For instance, my sweetie pie.
So Regina understands him, huh?
I plan on getting married to her. She is truly my sweetie pie princess.
Wow, that's so cool.
It's already in the works.
Oh?
That's strange. Regina never said anything about actually marrying this joker. You met with the ringmaster on the night of the murder. Yes, I was with him around 10 p.m. once I was done with practice. I went to his room right after we finished.
They found the ringmaster's body in the plaza in front of the lodging house.
Yeah, I heard about that. He needed to step out for a bit, so I waited in his room for him to return.
Huh?
Sorry, Max. I have something I must attend to right now. Do you mind waiting for me right here? It's pretty cold outside. Where's your coat? It's all right. I'll be right back. It should only take around 10 minutes.
And then?
I waited for him, but he never came back.
Did he go to the plaza where the body was discovered?
Possibly. The snow had tapered off a bit, but it was still very cold outside. But I have no idea what he went off to do.
Last night you met with the ringmaster, correct? To negotiate your salary and such?
Exactly. We reached an agreement about the salary for my 6-month-old contract.
It's the truth. The whole truth.
What do you mean?
You just went to his office to negotiate your new salary.
I hate lies and I hate liars even more. What are you insinuating?
Do you have any proof that I did something other than negotiate my fee last night?
That's...
It was on the table in the ringmaster's room. You weren't lying when you said you received quite a raise.
Is there a problem with being well compensated? Not with the conversation, just with the date. This is dated a week ago. Max, you finished your contract negotiations a week ago. Fabulous. Alright, I'll tell you the truth. That night, the ringmaster called me to his room. He called you? Why did he do that? Sorry, sweetie, that's private. The ringmaster called him. I wonder if there was some sort of problem. Max, perhaps you could share with me what you two spoke about. Well, not if I don't have to. Isn't this why the ringmaster called you into his room that night? Where did you get that? The cafeteria. But you already knew that, didn't you? Of course. It fell and broke on the floor. He's still hiding something else. Max? What is it, my sweetie? It didn't fall and break on the floor. You used this bottle to... Ben? You nailed him over the head with this bottle, didn't you? And that's why you got called to the ringmaster's room that night. Fabulous! You might as well be a magician. The truth is, yesterday morning during breakfast we had a run-in. You mean you had a fight with Ben, the ventriloquist? You could put it that way.
Why did you fight with him? Ben seems like such a quiet man.
Well, we fought about my sweetie pie.
You mean Regina?
That ill-bred creep told my sweetie pie princess that he was in love with her. Would you put up with that?
Ill-bred? Are you talking about the same Ben?
Told her he was in love with her. Are you sure this is Ben we are talking about? All I can say is that he made me mad, and I had to tap him on his hard head. That's when the ringmaster called me and I realized that it was my chance. Your chance? That's when I went to his room and I laid it all out on the table. I asked him to let me marry my sweetie pie.
What?
The ringmaster told me that it sounds good to me. That's why my sweetie pie is my sweetie pie, and no one else's. I see. Since Ben was causing me so much trouble, I realized I had to shut him up. Shut him up?
What do you mean by shut him up?
You don't know, do you, my sweeties? Trilo can't say a word, not without Ben.
Trilo?
The puppet. The ventriloquist puppet. His real name is Triloquist. Triloquist. But the puppet doesn't talk. I know, that's why I hid it. Before the police came and took me away, of course. If that puppet started flapping off at the balsa, I'd be screwed.
You hid him? You mean the ventriloquist puppet?
You are so smart, sweetie.
Where did you hide him?
What, sweetie? You aren't thinking of trying to add him to my defense, are you?
Well, Ben does seem awfully lonely without his puppet.
Fabulous! That should have taught him a lesson. Okay, I hid Trilo in the ringmaster's room. You don't mind going there and getting Trilo for me, do you, Do you, my sweets?
No problem. None at all. Thank you, Max.
You know I can't stand to see my sweeties in a jam.
Don't go hiding puppets. Ben's not here anymore.
Yeah, I wanted to ask him something.
It's cold out. Probably he's in the tent. What do you think, Nick? Wonder if we've been making any progress.
Don't be so negative. Of course we are making progress.
But everyone loved the ringmaster. There's no sign of footprints on the scene. There's still a lot of mysteries left to be solved.
Of course.
Now Regina isn't here.
I'm not seeing how that's related.
It looks the same as always. A great big mess. Considering how messy it is, I bet they wouldn't notice if another poster went missing.
Will you just stop it, you poster pilferer?
I'm just kidding. You know I already got one of these posters.
You mean stole one of those posters?
Yeah, let's focus on what Max told us. He said that he hid Trillo somewhere in this room.
Trillo. Oh, the ventriloquist puppet. I should look at this at some point, shouldn't I?
Nick, look at all the cute trophies.
Indeed, just look at all the awards this circus has won.
Like All-County Quiz Championship, Ringmasters Association Mini Golf Master, Beer Benny Balloon Bounce Champ.
Read all this already. There's something shoved under the bookshelf. This is...
That's Trillo. That's Ben's puppet.
I think you're right. I'll give it back to him later.
Why do I have to carry this thing? Oh, hey, Ben.
Hello.
Hello to you two. It's awfully cold today, don't you agree?
Yeah. I do, indeed.
Don't you think it's cold, Nick?
I don't see how talking about the weather is helping our case. Just give that puppet first.
Ben, this is yours, isn't it?
Yes, that's mine.
Here you go.
Alright, Maya, let's get going.
It's that time, isn't it? See you around, Ben.
Okay.
So, Nick, where are we going next?
Let's see. Maybe we should go talk to the clown again. Hey, wait!
Who said that?
What are you looking at? I'm right here, you blind wench. What's your problem anyway? Don't you know how to properly greet someone?
Ben? Is that you, Ben?
No. I would never. It was me. Yeah, me. Down here. You're Trillo? There's Mr. Quiz to you, sir. Learn some manners before you go blurt out my name. Don't try speaking to me again. This time with some proper respect. Not again. Mr. Quist, is that better? Look at me when I'm talking to you, you 8-bit excuse for an attorney.
Trillo, we talked about insulting people. You promised.
But it was mocking me. Not being mean to bullies was not included in the deal.
I'm sorry, Trillo. Nick, what just happened? Trino is still a puppet, right? Ventriloquist puppet.
Hey, who do you think you are calling me a puppet? Tell us what you know about the murder. You talking to me? I said you talking to me? Don't look at him when you're talking to me.
Ventriloquist, you behave, young man.
Shut up, Woody. What murder are you talking about? You mean the one where they off the old man?
I guess so.
No need to make such a fuss about things. That old mutt paid us all peanuts.
Trino, you can't say things like that. I didn't raise you to be that kind of puppet.
Don't you have nerve pills or something to take right now?
These two are really an odd couple, aren't they, Nick?
Okay, I'll talk. Gramps got clobbered over the head. Ringmaster got knocked upside his cheap head by that flying fraud. You mean Max Galactica? Why do you say that?
Trino, straighten up. Don't accuse people like that.
Straighten up? I'm made of wood. Besides, you were there. You know what happened.
You were there?
If you're that interested, then I'll tell you. Then I'll let you in on the facts. Let me lay it all out for you. The brace sucks, the clown sucks, and my partner has his hand up in my pants.
Your partner? You mean Ben?
Yeah, the creepy old guy who never finds it in himself to leave me alone. Tell him to back off from me, will ya? He's just another one of the dogs around here.
Oh my.
But I'll be fair, in this cesspool of human garbage masquerading as performers, I found my Madonna.
Your
Madonna? Regina. Oh, my lovely Regina. She is stunning, right, Ben? Well, I'm not sure if I would go that far. Oh, you'll have to excuse him. He does not understand of what he speaks. I, on the other hand, am an appreciator of true beauty. Hence why I shall marry her.
Marry? You're going to marry Virginia?
That's right. She doesn't quite realise the joy that awaits her, does she? I think I'm beginning to see why she seems troubled.
Well,
I don't care. It's my choice, not hers. We're getting hitched.
I know you think that, but...
What? I gave her a special gift. I gave her the wonderful gifted song.
You gave her a song?
Well, I am a renowned tenor. You'll be happy to know that I've decided to grace you with one of my songs. Me. I want you to touch me. I want you to kiss me. I want you to... The rest is private.
Well, the melody is pretty good.
Those lyrics, they need a little work. Who asked you? I'm the artist here.
Thanks. Now that Trilo's here.
Now that Trilo's here, does that mean you can talk normally now? Hey, buttface! You must be looking forward to tomorrow, aren't you, Mr. Ambulance Chaser? You know, it's time to get rid of that pesky magician once and for all.
Trilo?
Enough jibber jabber. Let's get to court already. Hey, wait a second.
Nick, what's going on?
He's a witness for tomorrow's trial.
What in the world happened with Ben and Trilo?
Quite a pair, those two. What did... Oh no, now what? Ow!
Hey, welcome back, Nick.
That monkey. Ah, my badge! That monkey stole it.
What? Mr. Attorney, that face was so cute. You look so completely dumbfounded. Virginia?
You, that monkey.
Hey, no need to get angry, okay?
But my attorney's badge.
Don't worry, I'll help you out.
Okay, if you say so. If I don't get my badge back, how can I flash it?
By the way, the monkey's name is Money. Money the monkey. His name is Money?
The monkey is called Money.
Yes.
Well, the rich ape just stole my attorney's badge. Mind if I get that back?
I'll see what I can do. Even I have money problems. Whenever Money sees something shiny, he takes it back home. That's pretty funny.
Well, I guess I'll just have to find out where Money disappeared to.
I think that's your best bet. You should probably ask Uncle Mo. He might know. You don't know? Well, Money isn't exactly someone I'm on friendly terms with. What? He's not really the kind of animal I work with, even if he does need taming. Oh, I see.
Better moves. I guess it is time that I revisit that kooky clown.
Do you mind telling us a bit about Ben? Ben? You mean the guy that is always hanging around with Trilo? What do you mean, hanging around? Well, he was there when Trilo told me he was in love with me.
Trilo told you he was in love with you.
Yes, he did. Kinda cute, don't you think? He's so smart. He's such a wonderful singer. I love him. But what about Ben? What about Ben? He's got nothing to do with me loving Trilo.
Like sand through the hourglass, so are the days of the circus.
Virginia, you were proposed to, weren't you? Proposed to? No, that won't be for a while. Huh? Really? That's strange, isn't it, Nick?
Yeah, Max and Trilo both said otherwise. They said they asked for a hand in marriage.
But Max only talked to the ringmaster about it.
Forgot about that. He asked the ringmaster for her hand, not Virginia directly.
So, I guess Trilo hasn't asked her directly yet. What? He's going to propose to me? I'm so confused. How about you, Maya? What? Who do you think I should go for? Max or Trilo?
Oh, wait. You do realize that Trilo is a puppet?
I don't care that he's a bit stiff.
Oh boy.
Huh? Detective Gumshoe took off already.
Yeah, probably because we ditched him earlier. But he and the other cops got lonely and headed back to the precinct. Oh my, if it isn't Mr. Wright all the time. Ugh. It's alright to be wrong every now and again, right?
See, Nick, it just took a while for the joke to find its audience.
So, what can I do for you? Did you remember a good joke you wanted to tell me? Put up a chair, or maybe just pull my finger, and let me have it.
We're going to get the same effect either way, aren't we?
Don't you know I put a whoopee cushion on the chair? You really know what it takes to be a clown, don't you? So, about Regina. Regina is such a pure, innocent child.
She's such a cutie too.
She was born and raised in the circus, you know. But that means she doesn't really know much about the world outside the big top.
Sounds like Pearly.
For her, every child's dream of the circus is her everyday reality.
She lives in a dream world.
She sees dancing wild animals, men flying in the air, and one very funny clown every day. Funny thing is, it all seems normal to her because it is her everyday life. Yes, that explains why she thinks she can marry a ventriloquist puppet. Don't ask me if her reality is a good thing or a bad thing, though. Clown sees life simply, without complications. Have you ever heard of a monkey named Money? Ah, yes, Money! Stole my attorney's badge. Well, Money does love shiny objects. It makes sense that he'd swipe your badge. But under no circumstances can you chase after him. Huh? Why's that?
Oh, I know. You don't want to get involved in any monkey business, right?
Exactly! Bravo, bravo! Oh, enough joking around, though. Money isn't considered a member of Reginia's family.
Then who does he belong to?
I'd be happy to take you to where his owner is staying.
You mean right now?
Of course. Shall we go? Should we go with him now or wait a while? And this is it. What's wrong, Mr. Wright? I can't breathe. Don't be such a wimp. You only had to climb 2 flights of stairs. Anyways, this is the place. Acro's room. Acro? He's an acrobat. Seems like he's not around today.
That's a big pile of junk over in the corner.
I don't think I'd be wrong to assume that Phoenix's stuff is over there too. Just be careful to make sure you've got the right stuff.
Thanks, Mo. See you later. Holy cow. There's a fork, a mirror, everything's shiny. There's even a really cheap-looking knockoff wristwatch.
Look at this. It's a trophy. It's really heavy.
Nick, I found it. Your badge. It's right here.
Thanks. You really saved me. Huh?
What's the matter? Did you find something?
Yeah, check this out.
It's a ring.
There's something engraved on it. From T to R. Well, I think it's about time we wrap up our investigation.
Do you think we'll win in court tomorrow?
Who knows? Even I can't imagine what kind of testimony will come out tomorrow. I'm guessing Mo will be a witness in court tomorrow. Mo and maybe the puppet.
Don't worry, Nick. No matter what, we've still got a magician on our side.
It's good, because we might need some magic tomorrow. morning, Max.
Max?
Milk.
What?
I don't have a glass of milk before I go on stage. I just can't function, sweetie.
Stage? Don't worry, there won't be a stage. All you have to do is sit down.
I guess.
Nick, Max is really nervous.
It's understandable. Hey, my sweeties. What? You don't think I should fly, do you? Huh? You know, you've got to make a good first impression. When I enter the room, maybe I should fly in and warm up the crowd a little. No. We can't be having you flying around the courtroom. It just wouldn't be right. Imagine if you hit someone.
Don't worry, Max. Just do what Nick says and everything will be okay.
Oh, sweetie. What is it this time, Max? Why don't you try flying into the courtroom? I can see it now. A dashing young lawyer flying fabulously in from above. One glimpse of that and everyone in the room will be on your side.
Max, really, no one needs to fly today. Nick, what's with that look in your eyes?
I like the sound of that. Dashing young lawyer flying fabulously. Now the case of one... what?
Your Honor, get on with it.
Oh, sorry, I just realised that the defendant's name is Billy Bob Johns. So? Well, isn't the defendant also known as Maximilian Galactica? Yes, Your Honour. He does often go by that name. You know my grandchild is a huge fan of his. I think everyone here wouldn't mind if we call the defendant Maximilian Galactica. It sounds more friendly. I wonder if that is to our advantage. Miss Von Karma, your opening statement if you please.
I hope you didn't bother thinking you'd win this one, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
Huh?
That spirit channeling trial was a sham. I refuse to acknowledge its legitimacy. It did not count. Do you hear me?
She must still be upset about what happened last time.
You have no chance. Zero, zilch, nada. I'm not losing this case. Why, you ask? Because it is not in the nature of a Von Karma to lose at anything. Just being born with the name Von Karma is a free pass to be arrogant and annoying. Watch and learn, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I'll show you the textbook procedure for proving how absolutely guilty you are.
Me? Guilty? What are you talking about?
It will be my ultimate revenge. And it's not like I will bring her dad back. There. Opening statement complete. Now let's hurry and wrap up this waste of time.
Very well. You may call your first witness, Miss Von Karma.
Detective Dick Gumshoe, get up there, now! Sorry to keep you from your work, as I'm sure you need every penny you can earn, Detective.
Don't mention it. It's no trouble at all. I'll be looking forward to this.
Very well. I would like you to begin by shedding light on the events in question.
At your service, sir. All right, Detective. You may proceed with your testimony. The night of the crime, snow was falling until around 9:40 p.m., making it extremely cold out. All of the circus performers were gathered in the big top to practice their routines. The practice session broke around 10 p.m. The murder itself took place in the plaza in front of the lodging house at 10:15 p.m. The victim was found bent over a wooden box, dead as a doornail. The cause of death was blunt force trauma that snapped a vertebrae in his neck. I see. He was beaten to death. Here is the autopsy report for the victim. The court accepts this into evidence. A blunt object. Very well. Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour. Let me ask you about the snow. It's nearly a blizzard up until the time of the crime. Did it pile up? Wasn't such a big deal. Maybe about 1.5 inches of it was on the ground. The snow froze in place and stayed on the ground until the next day. The snow. Let me see. There's got to be more to this.
What's the matter, Nick?
I need to take a look at the court record. Mr. Gumshoe, what were the members of the circus doing on the night of the crime? When you say all of the circus performers, who do you mean? Everyone but the dancers and staff were there. Regina the animal tamer, Mo the clown, Ben the ventriloquist, and of course the defendant, Maximilian Galactica, and his victim, the ringmaster. Oh, I almost forgot. Regent the tiger was there as well. Out of curiosity, what about the circus monkey? When I was investigating yesterday, he happened to snatch my wristwatch. Detective, you're welcome to file a police report after these proceedings. After the practice was over, where did everyone head off to? Virginia was playing with Regent, while Mo went back to his room tired from work. Ben the ventriloquist went to the front gate absorbed in his own world. The ringmaster and Max went off to the ringmaster's room to talk privately. Talk privately, That's awfully suspicious. You wouldn't happen to know what they were talking about, would you? Seems they were negotiating Max's salary. Actually, Max was asking for Regina's hand in marriage. I'd like you to be a bit more specific about the events at 10:15 p.m. Okay. Not a problem, pal. We got a witness that told us the whole thing. Yow!
This is totally meaningless. Time to move on.
Alright. We'll just have to revisit that testimony later. Detective Gumshoe, would you mind telling us how the victim met his end? A wooden box? That's right. The victim must have been carrying the wooden box when he was killed. Carrying the box, That's a rather strange wooden box, Your Honour. What do you mean? Well, it was much heavier than it looked, not to mention it was locked. Locked, you say?
This may be my only chance, so I might as well ask some questions. Do you mind telling us what was inside that box?
Well, when we found the box, it was locked tighter than Fort Knox. So we took it back to the station and cracked it open. All that was inside was this little bottle. A bottle? What is that, Detective? Exactly what it looks like, Your Honour. It's a condiment bottle. What's inside the bottle?
It's filled with pepper. Pepper? Why in the world was it locked in that big box?
There's only one little bottle in that huge box.
Wonder if it has some sort of special meaning.
According to the autopsy report, the murder weapon was a blunt object, correct?
You done your own work, pal.
And you haven't found this murder weapon, have you?
The police are searching for it as we speak.
My theory is that it is something the perpetrator ran off with. You would think so, especially since you didn't find it on the scene. No. I bet he made it disappear with magic. Well, I think we have a good feel for the details of the events now.
Guess that's all we're gonna get out of Gumshoe in this case.
You mean all we're gonna get out of him is that little bottle of pepper? Now that we have wrapped up with the detective, I'd like to call my next witness.
I'm not even off the stand yet.
Obviously, but that's due to you being slow and unable to take a hint.
I don't know, but wrapped up has such a mean sound to it. I'm a sensitive guy. Thank you very much, Detective Gumshoe. You may step down. Miss Von Karma, call your next witness.
I would like to call Mr. Benjamin Woodman to the stand.
She must be talking about Ben the ventriloquist.
Wonder if Trilo will show up on the stand as well. Please state your name and occupation for the record.
My full name is Triloquist. I'm employed as an operatic tenor. Excuse me. The witness called to the stand was one Mr. Benjamin Woodman, ventriloquist.
That rope must be cutting off your circulation. I said that I was a singer. Maybe you don't believe me. Fine, I'll grace you with a song. Ahem. Me. The world of the law. Exciting and daring. Guilty or innocent. Decided by a judge dressed up like a woman. Well, what do you think? It had a good rhythm.
It's just the lyrics. They leave something to be desired, so to speak.
Trilo, you know better than to insult a judge. Shut up! Just look at your nose. You would think you'd have the sense to fix it. So ugly I want to punch you in the face. On the off chance swelling would help. You know what your nose is. You know that your nose is the reason you'll never be an A-list star. Celebrities must really enjoy saying everything that flashes into their minds.
What's going on here? Order! Order! I demand to know who the witness is.
Don't worry about me, sir. I'll let Trilo handle this.
I'm not worried about you one bit. I'm worried about... Ouch!
You won't get her anywhere trying to figure out this witness. Now, let's proceed.
Once practice was over, I left the tent with the clown. Once we got to the lodging house, I ditched him and went back to the plaza entrance.
That's when I saw Max, headed toward the scene of the crime. He was the only one heading that way. How could that punk not be the killer? Then, the police showed up and took Magic Boy away. You saw Maximilian Galactica headed toward the scene? You're sure of that? Without a doubt. He had on his silk hat, cloak and the dumb white rose on his chest. How can you mistake someone with that crazy get-up and his nose stuck up so high?
That's enough. I think we all get the picture. Just one thing. You said you ditched the clown.
That's right, dress boy.
Well, since you weren't with him, couldn't that mean the clown committed the crime?
He's got a point.
What a shame. It was a nice theory. The clown can't be the culprit.
Why is that?
Here's absolute proof.
Still cat?
This was found at the scene of the crime. It belongs to the defendant. Without question, he was wearing his signature hat during practice. If the clown was the murderer, there would be no reason for this hat to be at the scene.
Well done, Miss Moncama. Your prosecutorial skills are unrivaled. Well done.
Thank you for stating the obvious. Mr. Phoenix Wright, what do you have to say?
Okay, I guess she's the boss again today. Clown, you're talking about Mo.
Of course I'm talking about that old fart. So pathetic I can't stand him. Just a little bit of exercise and his makeup is running all over the place. Once practice was over, he was 9/10 of the way to keeling over for good. Poor guy. We didn't have any choice, so Ben took him back to his room. When it comes to being a first-place loser, this guy's ahead of the pack. Then what happened?
Why the plaza's entrance?
To do some thinking, of course.
It was awfully cold out that night, especially with all the snow around. Wouldn't thinking in your nice warm lodging house have been a better idea?
Mr. Phoenix Wright, I think you should leave the thinking to the witness.
But I'm a good thinker. Thunker. At least my teachers always said I was. Are you sure it was really Max Galactica?
Of course I'm sure. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby three-piece get-up?
Snobby three-piece get-up?
Get the wax out of your ears, lawyer. Wax out of your ears. Lawyers nowadays. You're like talking to a brick wall. Max's three-piece get-up. Jeez, could you be any more dense? All together now. Silk, hat, cloak, white roses.
Thank you.
Nick, I think you should put a little bit more effort into preparing your questions.
Question. Quite a while. Where is the white roses on the cloak? You saw Max and only Max, right, Trillo?
That's right. That makes him the killer. There was only one person headed that way that night. That makes quite a bit of sense and makes Max one suspicious character.
There's more to this story than meets the eye. There's something amiss in this. That's a bit strange, don't you think?
What's strange?
That you only saw Max. Doesn't it seem like you should have seen someone else as well?
What? Where are you going with this, Mr. Wright? Who else do you suppose this witness could have seen? That's the victim.
That's correct. If Trillo was at the entrance to the plaza, you should have seen the ringmaster as well.
Obviously, the ringmaster arrived at the scene of the crime before the witness. Could have seen him. Anyone with sense could have figured that one out.
What are you talking about? The ringmaster and Max went together to the ringmaster's room.
Is that according to the defendant? Unlikely story. If Maximilian Galactica was supposed to be in the ringmaster's room, why was he, just as the witness stated, at the scene of the crime?
I see. It seems that at this stage I have no reason to doubt this witness's testimony. And there are clearly no conclusive contradictions.
He is right. A brilliant judgment, Your Honor. Now let's move along with the testimony. Sheila wouldn't happen to have an ulterior motive for incriminating Max, would he?
Well, Max is part of that bitter love triangle with Regina. Which is probably why Max conked him over the head.
Nick, wasn't Ben the one who got knocked over the head?
Yeah, I think so. I don't know anymore. Well, what time did the police arrive at the scene?
I suppose that would have been around. Hey, what time was it? I think it was around, let's say a bit after 10:30 p.m., I think.
Practice ended at 10 p.m, so you hung around the lodging house the entire time.
I guess that sounds about right.
Wasn't it awfully cold? Can't believe you just stand outside in that weather.
Well, the truth is... Will you shut up, you big-nosed dope? Why are you telling him anything extra? Why can't you just believe that we just stand outside in that weather?
Well, maybe you were waiting for someone.
What? Who said we were waiting for someone? Mr. Phoenix Wright, we can all do without your off-handed theories.
But this witness, he's cracking under the pressure already. I'm onto something.
Mr. Wright, who do you suppose the witness was waiting for out in the cold that night?
Well, if he was waiting outside in the cold, it was for one person. And one person only. He was waiting for the animal tamer, Regina.
What?
You were waiting outside for Regina to come back to the lodging house. Am I mistaken?
Is this true?
Well, you can't really ask me that question. Who cares who I was waiting for that night? What's important is what I saw. Don't you forget it.
Well, the puppet may be a bit stiff, but he's right.
Huh? Alright. There is obviously a reason why this witness was there that night. He spent all that time waiting for Regina to arrive. Moreover, even if someone else would have walked right in front of him, I doubt he would have paid them a second thought.
That makes perfect sense.
What did you just say? The witness saw the defendant at the scene of the crime.
However, he did not see the victim on the way to his eventual demise. If you accept that, then you must accept that there is a high likelihood that he could have missed someone else other than Max.
Ow! There is absolutely no proof that the witness was waiting for the animal tamer.
I guess you got me. Alright. I'll spill the beans for real this time. It's true, I was waiting for Regina.
Payne.
Don't volunteer things.
Mr. Quist, tell us the truth this time, and I mean the whole truth. Were you or were you not waiting for Regina at the entrance to the lodging house?
I was. I was waiting to propose to her.
You were what? Waiting to propose?
What's the matter? You think that humans have a monopoly on marriage?
The matter of puppet marriage is not under review in this case.
You're the judge. I mean, look at your horrible outfit. More pain. Thanks to your bumbling, my perfect plan is not so perfect anymore. Now we have to waste time getting to the bottom of some silly proposal by a puppet. Finding Ben's voice with the more pain. Don't be surprised that I was going to propose to Regina. I even had something to give to her. I kept it in my pocket, waiting for the chance to propose and give it to her. Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. It was my present to her. It was a present for her. In the end, I wasn't able to give it to her, so I still got it in my pocket.
You were going to propose. You, a puppet.
Don't be so obtuse. Just because I'm a puppet doesn't mean I can't love.
I guess you're right. Just because I'm old doesn't mean I couldn't propose to her too.
Exactly. Sawyer is looking a little less than honourable right now.
Okay, Mr. Wright. Please continue with your cross-examination.
What was with that sigh at the end?
By proposal, you mean proposing marriage, correct? To Regina? Of course that's what I meant. What kind of stupid question is that? I wasn't going to propose that we become some sort of outlaw biker gang together. Right, Ben? Yeah. Got it. That's the truth. What was it exactly that you planned on giving her? You know exactly what I was going to give her, numbskull. The only thing I could find that could match Regina's beauty. Answer his question. What was it? You're going to die when you hear this. It's an engagement ring. Engagement?
Ring?
Well, those two nearly fell out of their chairs.
Mr. Phoenix Wright's jokes have gone too far. Time for this to end right here.
Just 'cause it looks like it's about to lash out at almost anything. From that thing will probably shut someone up for a long time. Maybe something of a joke, but this is a historic moment. The first time that a puppet has ever proposed to a human. Ow!
I advise you to cut this argument short.
I'm going to have to agree with the defense here. Will the witness please revise their testimony? Specifically about the engagement ring, I'd like to stick to facts, not sociology.
You sure do enjoy sweating the details, especially for a man in a black bathrobe. An engagement ring. Should have read that. Oh. Uh-huh. It's actually a diamond-shaped stone cut from glass. Even more brilliant than the real thing. I think Regina is going to love it. It's just a ring. What's the matter, Nick? Well, there's got to be something I can catch him on. Whose pocket was the ring in? Mine, of course. What a stupid question. You gotta be kidding me. You think Ben could pull that off? I'm sorry. Really? You don't have to apologize for that. He's the one who should be apologizing. Really? Of course, I also had it in my pocket that night. I'm not reading that. So you went to the lodging house to give it to her. That's right.
I tried to give it to her during practice so many times that I lost count, but that uppity snob kept getting in the way. Uppity snob? You couldn't possibly be talking about me, Maximilian Galactica. When I get a hold of him, I'm gonna saw his wood block in half, and not with magic. Well, they always say that love creates rivalries. So what about this present? So, you are still thinking of trying to give it to Regina? Of course I am. I spent 3 months' salary on this thing. I'm not going to give up that easily.
I wonder how much he receives for appearing in the circus.
Probably way more than he deserves.
How about it, Nick?
I think it's about time to unwrap this toy's testimony.
That's the spirit, Nick. Give him heck.
Judges that dazed and confused look again. Maybe you should get out more. Trillo, do you mind if I show you something?
What is it?
What is it?
What are you talking about?
Oh, looks like they're going to double team me now. Do you recognize this ring?
That's mine! Give it back! Thief! Thief!
Didn't you just testify about this very object? I believe you said, in the end I wasn't able to give it to her, so I've still got it in my pocket. Why then do I have it right here?
Ah!
What is going on here?
That's... Ben, say something!
Don't put me on the spot like that, Trillo. I found this in Money's room. Money's room? You mean a room they put money? Like a bank vault?
That filthy monkey is going to get what's coming to him.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you avoided slandering innocent fiats in my court. Well, Your Honour, Money really is a monkey, in every sense of the word. Ah, I see. Well then. Money likes to go after the shiniest things that he can find and gather them up. Shiny things? Trillo, when was this ring stolen from you? Well, I suppose it was that time, you know, that night, the night of the crime.
What did you just say?
Details. I need more details.
Well,
It was stolen right after Max showed up in the plaza. Right about when you saw the defendant walk past, correct? I guess you might be able to say that. The ring might have, well, it could have been taken around that time.
Yo! Oh! Ben, what's with you? Oh, whatever. It has nothing to do with anything, especially not who committed the murder.
It's not for you to decide what has to do with what. Now, Trillo, back to the topic at hand.
I haven't admitted a thing, not I, Mr. Trillo Quist.
What did you do when the ring was taken, Trillo?
You know exactly what I did. I chased after that ring snatching monkey Money.
But you weren't able to catch up with him, were you?
It's all this slow, lopey fool called Ben's fault. While he was fumbling his way through the snow, that dumb monkey was able to get away.
That is indeed an incredible shame. Well, this does indeed prove one very important point.
Prove an important point? What point could that possibly be?
There is a huge contradiction in this witness's testimony.
Contradiction?
The witness just testified to the following effect. Up until the police arrived, he didn't move from the entrance to the plaza. However, the witness just stated that he chased after the monkey. When the witness was off chasing the monkey, there was no one watching the plaza.
What is the meaning of all this, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Where are you going with this little theory of yours?
I'm saying that there is no possible way that this witness saw the plaza the entire time. That's where I'm going with this little theory, which leads me to my next point. It is entirely possible that someone other than the defendant was at the scene.
Interesting, Mr. Wright.
Well then, tell me this, Mr. Phoenix Wright. Do you have any proof that something slipped past this vigilant ventriloquist?
Well, he obviously didn't see the victim, the ringmaster, arrive on the scene.
However, that doesn't change the fact that he saw the defendant arrive.
The witness is lying. He is blinded by his rivalry with Max.
Well, the defence's argument does hold water. This witness does have a history of animosity towards the defendant.
What? How dare you? I wouldn't lie just to get that dork face in trouble. He's not even worth it. I saw him, no doubt about it. I saw that worthless liar.
Well, just for clarity's sake, let's flesh out exactly who you saw on that night.
I told you so many times, you'd think you'd know my story's not changing.
You've already changed the story, Stick Molly, and I'm sure it will change some more.
Where there is one lie, there are usually many more behind it.
Exactly, Maya. That's why we have to keep after him.
Yeah. I'll give you that I was waiting that night for Regina. And that doesn't change the fact that I saw Max in the plaza that night. He showed up after I had been waiting there for about 5 minutes. I said good evening to him, but he didn't even acknowledge my presence. I'm absolutely sure it was him. I saw Maximilian Galactica at the scene. There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. So that means that Money didn't show up until after you saw Max? That's right. Money ran up less than a minute after I saw Max.
Then Money snatched the ring and you went chasing after him.
How long was it until you came back to where you were waiting?
Well, let's see. I'd say about, I suppose, 5 minutes, I think. So, the victim could have arrived on the scene in that 5-minute stretch.
Mr. Wright, please proceed with your cross-examination.
So you were only concerned with waiting for Regina that night. That means you probably wouldn't have noticed if someone else showed up.
You should think about how many eyes I actually have. I got 4, you know. 4. F-O-U-R. Counting Ben, of course. That many eyes. Do you really think something would have slipped by me?
4 eyes is an awful lot of attention directed at one area, I suppose.
Makes the judge is even more dangerous to our case than Trillo. So you saw Max coming out of the big top that night?
Of course, that's where I saw him coming from. I was staring at the entrance to the tent the entire time.
Does that make sense? Especially since he was waiting for Regina. At what time would you say these events took place?
You're one of the dumbest people on the planet if you can't figure it out yourself. You already know that practice finished promptly at 10 PM. And you already know that I went to the lodging house right after practice.
You don't need to be a brain surgeon to know around what time it was when I saw him. Just add 10 more minutes. I'm sure you can do that. Now, what time was it? Indeed, what time was it? What time was it? Let me think about that for a sec. Yow! I'm not good at math.
There. It was 10:10 p.m.
Yes, that sounds about right. Sounds about right because that's the time I saw Max on the scene.
So, you testified that you said good evening to Max that night.
You must enjoy asking incredibly obvious questions. You say good morning in the morning and good afternoon during the day, right? And it's obvious that I'd say good night to someone at night. What, Ben? You got something to add? Let me guess. That's not it, Trillo. You say good evening at night.
I'm sorry, Trillo.
Mr. Quist, I would prefer if you kept your ventriloquist act outside of the courtroom. Impossible! A performer lives and breathes his performances. You should know better.
There's gotta be something wrong with this bit of testimony. A bit strange to you.
What do you mean?
Well, if you hate Max so much, why would you bother being nice to him? Strikes me as somewhat strange.
Why would it strike you as strange?
Exactly. How is it strange to be cordial to one of your co-workers?
Well, if it was simply just being cordial to a co-worker, I would understand.
Ow! That hurt!
Maybe you should think of having some proof before your lips start flapping next time. Proof is everything in this world. You should have learned that back in grade school.
There's no reason that Trillo would ever say something nice to Max. How do I go about proving that with the evidence?
Loving is everything in the world, but I'm sure you already learned that one.
Guess I can give it a shot.
The witness will resume his testimony.
You are 100% absolutely sure of what you just said.
I told you already, jeez. I'm 100% absolutely sure.
There's no way he could be any more confident than that, right?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those three ridiculous symbols.
Those three ridiculous symbols, huh?
Out of curiosity, exactly how many times have you asked that question by now? If you're going to ask again, I'll answer with a chorus. Everyone together now. Silk cap, cloak, white roses. Thank you very much.
Oh yeah, you didn't have to join in, did you?
But it's fun shouting out with everyone else. There has to be a hole in his testimony somewhere.
I agree, but do we have the proof to make something stick?
All we can do is try, right, Nick? We gotta have something that will prove useful.
Alright, time to go to work. Trillo, is it not true that you had a fight with Max on the day of the murder?
A fight?
A fight over a genie, to be exact.
Wasn't that big of a deal. It was just an argument, a disagreement at most.
A disagreement usually doesn't end with someone getting conked over the head. That morning, Ben got clobbered over the head by Max, didn't he?
What? Is that an admission of assault and battery? Ouch!
Before we handle that, we should wrap up the defendant's murder charge first.
The truth is that on the day of the crime, the defendant and witness had a huge fight. There is absolutely no way they would have suddenly become cordial that evening. Moreover, just consider the personality of the witness on the stand. There is no way a puppet this lewd would just up and say good evening to his rival. Yeah.
Are you saying this witness is lying? That he is trying to frame the defendant by claiming to have seen him at the crime scene?
I didn't tell a single lie. Honest, I just... That's enough from you, Mr. Quist. Mr. Wright.
Yes, Your Honour?
Let's clarify this testimony for the court. Could you explain your theory about who the witness actually saw that night?
It is my belief that the witness did indeed see someone that night. It was just someone else. That's who he said good evening to.
What kind of theory is that?
The correct one. Furthermore, I don't believe the person the witness saw was Max at all.
What?
If he had truly met Max that night, there would have been no greeting at all. Which means there is only one proper answer. The person the witness saw that night was not Maximilian Galactica. That is why Trillo made the effort to greet whoever it was that he saw that evening. Or good evening, as he put it.
What in the world? You...
Would the defense kindly explain who it was Trillo saw that evening then?
Considering the ill temper of the witness, there is only one person he would greet.
Must be Regina. It's Regina, right? She's so cute.
No, Your Honour. It is not Regina. If it was Regina, Trillo would have given her the engagement ring as a present.
Well, yeah, I suppose you've got a point there.
It was Russell Berry, the victim himself, was it not?
You are correct. It was indeed Russell Berry. The person you saw that evening was the victim, the ringmaster, Russell Berry. That's why you greeted him, Trillo. Isn't that correct? Answer the question, Mr. Quist.
Mortar! How do you respond to this?
Wait a second. Well, at first I thought it was the old man. But once I got a better look at him, it was obviously Maximilian Galactica.
I think it is high time we clear the air about this question. Mr. Quist obviously witnessed a single person in the area of the plaza that evening. The problem is identifying exactly who that person was. Was it Maximilian Galactica, or was it the ringmaster, one Mr. Russell Berry?
The prosecution argues that it was the defendant that the witness saw that night. The witness has clearly stated that he saw the defendant's 3 symbols.
3 symbols.
Alright, this is getting old. Come on, man. You gotta remember them by now. Here we go again, everyone. All together now. Ow!
Yes, we know. The silk hat, cloak, and white rose.
The silk hat and the cloak. Anyone could wear them. They'd even look good on me.
What was that?
Well, the witness has endlessly repeated that he saw Max's 3 symbols. However, how do we really know it was Maximilian Galactica? It could have been someone else dressed up as him. Possibly even Russell Berry.
What?
Miss Von Karma? Do you have clear evidence that the person the witness saw was the defendant?
Well,
If that's the case, then it is impossible for me to make a judgment at this point.
Yes. Finally won a point in this one.
That is very unfortunate.
Huh?
You are just a little too excited for your own good, Mr. Phoenix Wright.
What do you mean by that?
You merely established one thing from this witness. You established that this witness saw one person in the plaza that night. I applaud you for your effort, but...
But...
who that person was can only be answered by the next witness.
Huh?
Your Honor, the prosecution will provide, beyond a shadow of a doubt, an answer to that question, and evidence that clearly establishes one thing, that there is no other than Maximilian Galactica responsible for this crime.
Very well. The court will take a 10-minute recess. During that time, I request the prosecution prepare the next witness. Court is now in recess. Sweetie, you have to believe me. I didn't go anywhere near that crime scene.
So then, where were you when the murder took place?
We talked about it yesterday, remember? I was in the ringmaster's room.
And while you were there, it was the ringmaster who left the room, right?
Exactly. He told me to wait in the room because he would be right back.
That's when the ringmaster headed to the scene of the crime, right?
That's what it seems like.
But the ringmaster must have been wearing Max's costume, right?
Oh, sweetie, I just remembered. I went straight to the ringmaster's room still dressed in my stage clothes. But when I got there, I went ahead and took the costume off.
Which means...
It means that the ringmaster could have taken his costume and went out looking like Max.
Fabulous! That's a fabulously possible possibility.
Well done, Nick.
However, sweetie, why would the ringmaster want to dress up like me? Isn't that a bit strange? If you think about it, all they found at the crime scene was my silk hat. What about my cloak? Where did that go?
Double,
Well, Max, I never thought of that. You should be a detective or something.
Well, I was never quite sure what to be when I grew up. Magician or president. You have no idea how hard it was to make a decision.
That's really cool.
fabulous. This mystery keeps getting deeper.
Now that everyone is back, let's get started. The court is now back in session. Miss Wonkam, please proceed with the prosecution's case.
Very well. I will now call my next witness. A pitiful clown with the unfortunate distinction of having seen the entire thing. Will Mr. Lawrence Cowles please take the stand?
Why did she just call him a pitiful clown?
The witness will state his name and occupation for the court record.
West Cloudopedia,
Name and occupation.
will the witness please inform the court of why he is speaking in autobiographical gibberish? Oh, I'm sorry. I'm just not used to being in court. I've never been in a courtroom in my life. I wasn't quite sure what joke is best suited to this sort of occasion. What in the world are you talking about? You're in a grand hall of justice, not some comedy club. Since it's easy to see your occupation, please state your name for the court.
Oh, yeah. Maybe this joke is okay. Mum, do I have to wear pants? The sign only says no shirt, no shoes, no service. Okay. How about this one? Have you met my proctologist, Dr. Seymour Butts? How was that one?
But a couple of clowns.
Your name.
Lawrence Coles, professional funny man, also known as Mo the Clown.
You witnessed the scene at around 10:15 p.m. the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, it is. Very well, Mr. Coles. Will you please testify to what you saw that evening? A rabbi, a priest, and a Rastafarian. Without the humour, please.
Okay. Oh, poor Mo can't be his normal studious self in court. Fucking auto text.
I know. I'm not the greatest comedian in the world. I haven't been able to make people laugh for 10 years. No matter what I say, all I get in return is a vacant stare and polite applause. Since no one ever laughs at my jokes, I've taken to laughing at them myself. It's a bad habit, but hey, at least I'm trying. Imagine my predicament. I'm a clown who can't make people laugh. I'm almost useless. But I keep trying. I even tried to come up with jokes just for today. But this atmosphere is very nerve-wracking. I decided to try making everyone laugh. Seriously, everyone. What do you think of me? How am I doing? Aren't we the ones supposed to be asking the questions here?
Witness?
Huh?
We will listen to your call for help after the court proceedings are over. Thus, please stick to the facts of this case.
Really? You'll really hear me out?
Well, I'll make sure that one of my staff will be your straight man later.
Thank you. I can't wait. Poor gumshoe. Now that that's settled, shall we begin once again with the testimony? Of course we can. I'll take for as long as you want. Talk for as long as you want, even. The night of the murder, after practice was over, I went straight back to my room. You have no idea how tired I was that night. I was pooped. I thought I'd go straight to sleep, but before I did, I glanced out the window. That's when I saw two silhouettes. They were a bit far away, though. It was the ringmaster, and he was with Max, who was wearing his cloak. I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the ringmaster over the head. That's very interesting. This eyewitness account is to be believed. I have enough to pass judgment right now.
Of course you can. There is no way that this account can be criticized.
However, the witness is a bit, how do you say, off-kilter. Almost like he has some sort of atmosphere of guilt surrounding him. Oh, that must be because of my insincere smile. Mr. Wright, please begin the defence's cross-examination. Yes, Your Honour.
Nick, you gotta find some kind of contradiction in his testimony.
I know that. Mr. Wright, Your Honour, I'm afraid that if you push this witness too far, it would bring disaster upon the court. Thus, I sincerely hope you're not going to engage in pointless saber-rattling.
I understand, Your Honour. If you cause this ground to stray from the facts, I'll hold you responsible.
Why am I responsible? I'm not the one with the corny jokes.
You'd say that practice wrapped up around 10 p.m, correct?
See, that's the thing. Huh? How exactly am I supposed to make a joke about 10 p.m? Now, 8 o'clock? That's something a clown can riff off of. Let's just pretend it was 8 o'clock. That way I can make a great joke.
Let's not make it 8 p.m, alright, Mo?
What do you mean, let's not? Don't take the clown out of the clowning around.
Come on, Nick. Just listen to his joke.
3 reasons why I don't want to. 1, I probably won't laugh.
2, I'll get hit with a penalty. 3, I'll get whipped. Will the witness just proceed with this factual testimony?
You are so boring.
You were pooped that night?
Yes, I was very, very tired. Not to mention I had some bad Mexican food.
What?
The double cheese double. Bean enchilada is a dangerous menu item. What happened after that? As they say, happens. That one was cool, huh? I hear that kids really love toilet humour these days.
That joke was so hip. I don't want to ruin it with a reply.
I've got a good reply though. The joke was so funny that it just earned you a penalty.
That is unfucking fair. You just happened to glass out of the window?
You could say that. You could also say I peeked, stared, glimpsed, peeped, eyeballed. Mr. Coles.
Oh, I guess cinnamons aren't allowed either. What should I do? I wonder if I should press him further on this issue. Exactly what did you look out of your window that Why did you look out that... There, exactly why did you look out of your window that night?
Why? Why? Clowns don't need a reason to look out their windows, do they?
That's not what I meant. I meant that, well, when we spoke yesterday...
Once I had tucked myself into bed, I heard this amazing noise. It was incredibly loud. Sounded like a giant thump. Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
You forgot?
Your Honour, the witness looked out of his window upon hearing a loud sound. He did not just simply glance out of his window that night.
Oh yeah, that's right. I forgot to mention that thump, didn't I?
Well, that's not something you just forget to mention. Yeah, what she said. I believe it would be best if Mo were to revise his testimony.
Very well. Mr. Coles, please revise your testimony.
This should start turning the tables in our favour. He didn't get penalties just for pressing as a stupid fucking mechanic. What was the sound like?
Well, I guess it kind of sounded like... I guess you could say... Mr. Coles, may the court remind you that humour is unnecessary? Oh, how'd you know that I was going to make a joke? I guess the sound sounded like a... I suppose it sounded like someone getting hit with something very hard. Yep, that's what it sounded like, honestly. Someone getting hit,
What then? You went to look out in the window and you saw?
Far away, you say? You had to say exactly how far away they were they?
Let me think about that for a second. My room is here, and they looked about yay big. I'd say they're about 30 feet from my window.
Just 30 feet? That's not far at all.
It was snowing that night, and it cut down on visibility. I see. Please continue with your testimony regarding the two shadows that you saw.
You'd say you clearly saw this, even though you were, by your own admission, far away.
That's right. I had been thinking about it over and over since that night. But things didn't really make sense until I spoke with the prosecutor, Miss Von Karma. But now I'm 100% certain that it was Max and the Ringmaster that I saw that night. Just think about it. How could I be wrong if Max is always wearing his uppity symbols?
Uppity symbols?
Lawyers nowadays, do you even have to go to school anymore to be one? Alright, everyone knows what to do. All together now. Say it with Uncle Mo. See what I mean? It's always like this. The crowd never wants to go along with me. Must really be utterly and completely worthless as a clown. Yowza!
Enough foolishness. Get back on track.
Will the witness please testify as to what he saw and only what he saw?
You say you saw the Ringmaster get clonked over the head.
Yes, I did. It's the climax of my story.
He does enjoy the completely random non sequitur. What would you say the victim was struck with?
You mean the weapon? I have no idea. The weapon wasn't found at the murder scene, right? That's what I meant.
You did say you did see everything, didn't you?
Well, yeah, I suppose I did. Wait, no I didn't. I didn't see a weapon.
Mo, did you or did you not see the crime of murder committed that night?
I will not permit you to harass my witness in this manner. You'd better have an excellent reason for attacking this poor clown. Because if you don't, you know what is waiting for you. A nice penalty.
Isn't this a bit melodramatic?
So, what will it be then, Mr. Phoenix Wright? Do you have any clear bias to believe that my witness did not see the crime?
I've got a great reason to make my claim.
And I suppose you will be telling us all that great reason?
Of course I will. The reason is the witness's very own testimony.
What is the meaning of that, Mr. Wright?
Mo said that he heard a sound like a thump or someone getting hit.
He did say that.
However, Mo just stated the following under oath.
I kept watching them, and all of a sudden Max clonked the Ringmaster over the head.
Mo is to be believed when he says he looked out the window upon hearing a sound.
And there is no way you could have seen Max clonk anyone. In 1972. Mr. Coles, how do you respond to Mr. Wright's assessment? They didn't commit. These clowns promptly escaped from a maximum security clown car. Mr. Coles, are you reciting the C-Team theme to anger this court? Oh no, I'm just stalling for time while I jog my memory.
Great job, Nick.
These types of witnesses always seem to have a selective memory. You just have to peel back the layers of the clown makeup to find the truth.
Well, you're back from your jog? Well, it pretty much happened the way I said.
Pretty much.
When I looked out my window that night, the Ringmaster was already face down in the snow. The prosecution helped me fill in the gaps in my statements.
Karma. Tampering with witnesses again.
So, now you are saying that you did not see the defendant clonk the Ringmaster? Yes. When I looked out my window, the Ringmaster had already checked out. Checked out? Yep. He was on permanent vacation, as they say. Mr. Coles!
Your Honour.
You did not witness the actual crime. However, you still say you saw the criminal, correct?
Yes, exactly. The ringmaster was slumped over, and I saw someone's silhouette next to him.
Very well. Then please testify to this silhouette you saw. I expect the truth. And if I even catch a hint of a joke from you, I will put you in a holding cell until you learn court etiquette. Got it?
Got it. It's a bit far away, but that shadow could only have belonged to Max. There's no doubt about it, no doubting it, especially since I saw his uppity symbols. His silk hat, that black cloak, they were all there. His face was silhouetted, but there was no doubt that it was him. His cloak was fluttering in the wind, so I couldn't really see what he was carrying.
Does seem as if the defendant was at the scene of the crime.
It took the clown long enough to get his facts straight. But whatever. This should finally be good enough, yes?
It is decisive testimony.
Was Max really at the crime scene that night?
Said he wasn't there. We have to believe in that.
All right, Mr. Wright. Commence your cross-examination.
Because it decides to penalty me for no reason. Don't you think you are going a little overboard with how explicit you're being? That shadow belonged to Max is an awfully firm statement, don't you agree? What are you getting at? I'm just saying that one of your fellow performers' lives is on the line here. Are you truly 100% absolutely certain it was Max? I'm not the kind of person who would lie about something as serious as this. The silhouette I saw was Max. I'm convinced of that. Doesn't seem like he's jumping to any conclusions this time. Let's go over this again then. What makes you so sure that you saw Max that night? Trillo said the same thing. But if it was just the symbols, then even I could have been wearing them. What if someone had just taken Max's symbols and worn them? I thought of that myself. But just looking at the shape of the face I saw, it must have been Max.
You're sure of that?
Such a silly little boy. He threw his entire case headlong into a trap.
You're sure that it was... You're sure that is what you saw that night? Exactly what I saw. Exactly what I said I saw is exactly what I saw. I've got eyes like a hawk. Don't birds have terrible night vision? But that's not all I saw. You were able to see that kind of detail from your window.
There was a light near the scene of the crime. Anyone with decent eyesight should have been able to see that much.
Out of curiosity, Mo, what is your eyesight like? I can see like a hawk out of my left eye and an eagle out of my right eye.
Our records say his eyesight is a perfect 20/20.
That must mean he could have seen the crime scene clearly.
The more we look into this matter, the more suspicious it becomes.
Hey, you asked me what my eyesight was like, not what it actually was. So, you didn't actually see what the criminal was holding? That's correct. I've been curious to know what caused that loud noise. It must have been something incredibly hard. Too bad they haven't found the murder weapon to know for sure.
They claim it was a blunt object. At least it says so in the autopsy report.
With Trudeau's testimony and now Mo's, it really seems like Max is the killer. Nick, you
Gotta find a contradiction in this.
It's not going to be enough.
What?
You have to prove that Mo saw someone other than Max that night. That's the only thing that will help. Got to do it. You say you saw all of Max's uppity symbols.
Suppose so. The silk hat and the cloak, right?
Mo. Everyone knows that Maximilian Galactica has 3 uppity symbols.
3 symbols? Yeah, everyone get ready. All together now. Silk hat, cloak, white roses. What the? Who cares if he knew that there were 3 or not? He says what he saw, and he saw the symbols. He just forgot to mention one. Isn't that right, Mo? Do you like pie? I love pie. Silence, fool. You are to respond with the whole truth, no fractions.
Water! Water!
Mo, you didn't see the roses, did you?
To be honest, there weren't any roses on the person I saw. The crime scene was dark. It's obvious it was too dark to see that kind of detail.
But the witness said he was able to see the silhouette of the criminal's face. Not to mention that the roses are white. There's no way he could have missed them.
Then the roses must have fallen off when the defendant assaulted the victim.
If that were the case, then the police would have found them near the crime scene.
Mr. Wright, are these white roses truly material to the facts of the case?
Clearly not. He is just toying with this court.
Got her on the ropes now. These seemingly insignificant facts have never failed to lead me to the truth yet. Someone is toying with the court, and it's not me. Your Honour, do you recall Trillo's testimony?
There's no way I could mistake someone wearing those 3 ridiculous symbols. How can you mistake someone with a crazy get-up? There's no stuck-up so high. How could you mistake someone wearing such a snobby 3-piece get-up?
Trillo saw them all. Trillo saw all 3 of Max's symbols. However, this witness claims that there were no white roses on the person he saw. There is absolutely no doubt that this is a contradiction.
Now, what am I supposed to think? One is supposed to disregard the witness, but this...
Judge, forget the roses. Think about his other testimony. The witness has stated without a doubt that he saw Maximilian Galactica. Nothing else matters. Let's wrap this case up now.
Your Honour, it may be trivial, but it does cast doubt on the prosecution's case.
Frankly, I have my doubts about this witness. It seems that, unlike wine, the witnesses not grow more mature with age.
I'm not mature.
I've come to a conclusion. I'm 99% certain that this witness saw the defendant. However, my remaining 1% of doubt is quite reasonable. Which means that, for my peace of mind, I'm going to request a little bit more testimony.
What?
If there are no contradictions in his next statement, I'm prepared to issue a ruling.
Ruling? Nick, this is your last chance.
There's no doubt in my mind there were no white roses that night. However, all the other symbols were there. I'm equally sure of that. Especially the silk hat. There is no way I could forget seeing the decorations on it. He was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
Mr. Wright, you've got one last chance at this.
Just one chance.
I will not allow even the slightest hint of badgering against this witness. You're going to prove to me there's a contradiction with Mr. Cole's statement. You better have at least a shred of evidence to back up your accusations.
single shot of this. Got to be careful. I understand, Your Honor. One chance is all I will need. Does that mean I can't press? No, be honest.
Ow!
You promised, Mr. Phoenix Wright, no more badgering.
Apparently I can't.
Okey doke.
This wouldn't happen to be the silk hat you saw that night, would it?
Yep, that's it. That's the hat he was wearing that night.
No question in your mind.
Exactly. How would one mistake a thing like that?
I see.
Is there some sort of problem, Mr. Wright?
Miss Von Calm, where exactly was the silk hat found?
Must you always ask these questions? It was found at the crime scene. Crime scene? That means...
The silk hat fell off at the crime scene. However, the witness clearly testified to the contrary. The witness stated that he was wearing it the entire time that he was on the scene.
No! That's not true! Order! 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 Mr. Coles!
Yes, Your Honor.
What is the meaning of all this? You are old enough to know better than to behave like this in court.
Hey, that's just not right. That's so harsh.
What's not right here is your eyesight and your memory, amongst other things.
Why are you being so mean to me? What did I do? Let me guess. You just didn't like my jokes or something, right? You don't have to go and insult my eyesight or my memory. They're both great. Seriously, why? Just because you are. No matter how old I get, I'm always younger than you.
Enough of these childish outbursts, Mr. Coles. Who do you think you are?
I saw him. I swear I saw him. It was Max. Even if he did have his rose, he was still wearing his dumb silk hat. I'm telling the truth.
He's turned into a bratty little kid.
Pitiful, isn't it?
He left the scene wearing that dumb silk hat. He was there.
He left the scene?
What's the matter, Nick?
It's something I've been mulling over for a while now.
Mo? What do you want?
You just said that he left the scene. Exactly how did the murderer leave the scene of the crime?
What? He went... What did you mean? How did he leave the scene? You can't ask me like that. Mr. Phoenix Wright is badgering the witness, Your Honor.
The witness's testimony is so full of holes, Miss Von Karma's protest is useless.
You've got a point. Let's hear what the witness has to say on this matter. Is that all right with you, little guy?
Don't talk to me like I'm a little baby. Besides, what kind of stupid question is how did he leave the crime scene? The answer's obvious. He just turned around and walked away.
That's what I'd expected you say. You sure that's how it happened?
Say what?
I'm not sure I know where you're going with this. Lawyers nowadays sure do love to harp on the smallest things. Do you have any proof to counter his story as to how the criminal left the scene?
Look at this picture. The problem is the footprints in the snow.
Footprints?
In this photo, we can clearly see the footprints of the victim. However, where are the criminal's footprints? They aren't there.
Hey!
So, Mo, Exactly how did the criminal escape the scene? Your Honor, this witness has already proven that his testimony is completely unreliable. I move to strike all of this witness's testimony from the court record.
I agree. This clown's testimony is as rickety as the clown car he came to court in.
Wait just a second! You guys can't just ignore everything I said. Fine, fine. I'll tell you the truth this time. You wait a second! I think you've said more than enough for today. That didn't hurt. I'm sick and tired of listening to you anyways. I'll give you the real deal this time, I swear.
Don't know why, but I get the feeling things are going to get worse before they get better.
Mr. Lawrence Coates,
Yes?
the testimony you provided up until now has been false.
Hasn't been false. I haven't lied. It's just
What?
It's just I was a bit confused on the bit about the criminal leaving the scene. Especially since Von Karma and a whip told me not to talk about it. About what I really saw.
Order, order! I will have order! Francesca Von Karma, how could you?
Your Honor, if you had heard the truth from this witness, you would have exactly the same opinion as I have.
What opinion is that?
It's not funny.
That's enough out of you. I'm going to listen to what he has to say. Now, let's hear the truth about what you say you saw, Mr. Coles.
You're not gonna believe this, but it's all true, I tell you.
Try not to waste our time with your idiotic drivel.
Now it's time for our next segment, Monos! Everything that I've said up until now has been the truth. When I looked out the window, the ringmaster was down and Max was standing above him. He wasn't wearing his white roses, but he was wearing the silk hat. That's when I saw he... That is the truth now. Get ready for it. This is the truth now. Get ready for it. He flew. He jumped up and flew through the air. He flew right off and disappeared into the darkness. That's why there were no footprints. Flying people don't leave footprints.
I told you it wasn't funny. Do you believe me now?
Well, that was... how do you put this into words?
Maximilian Galactica is a world-class magician. But to leave the scene of a crime by flying, there's no way that actually happened.
You're right.
Why is she right? You believe the other witness. Why won't you believe me? Especially since it's the best part of the story.
To be honest, this is the first time I've heard of a flying criminal. What do you think about this witness's testimony, Mr. Wright?
What he just said was so strange I don't think he would have made it up.
Which means that he is telling the truth?
That's what I think.
Nick, wait! That means that Max actually used magic.
Yikes, you're right. Ow!
Only a foolish-looking fool could be fooled by such a foolishly fool's foolish dream. Don't be ridiculous. Magic does not exist.
I suppose I will let you all in on my thinking regarding this matter. The criminal disappeared into the sky. I'd love to believe that. But I just can't wrap my head around how that could actually happen.
You imbecile.
If you disregard a need for proof, Miss Von Karma's case is sound. However, I've got the feeling that this case is in dire need of more investigation. Thus, I will conclude today's proceedings at this point. It's an undisputed fact that the criminal left no footprints at the scene. Tomorrow I want us to find out the reason behind this mystery of mysteries. I believe that's enough for today. Court is adjourned.
Hey, sweeties. What in the world is going on? That's what I want to know.
They say the criminal flew off into the air and disappeared. Max, I can't believe I'm...
Max, I can't believe I'm asking this, but you didn't fly that night, did you? I know you didn't mean to ask me such a fabulously stupid question. I can't fly whenever I please. It's not that easy.
It looks so effortless for you on stage.
It's not that simple. I'm not actually flying on stage. I use invisible wires and have them hoist me through the air.
Wow, you just told me the secret of your magic.
No, I broke the first rule, the cardinal rule, the only rule. I'm sorry, Max. You made you break a magician's creed to never reveal the secrets of their tricks to their tricks.
Nick, what do we do now?
All we can do now is hope we find the flying criminal in court tomorrow.
Great idea. Let's do our best and catch this sucker.
These cases are much longer than they were before. Anyway, that will be all for now. Oh, besides, not much airflow today, which is weird. That will be all for now, and we'll finish the case tomorrow. So, for now, bye.